Star points, flag points, horseshoe, and moondrop points. What was it all for? Toy companies offering exclusive figures to the real fans.
You've gotta earn them.
Or simply a peg warmer toy repackaged as a mail-away. And whatever happened to those mail-aways we never heard of again. In this Ed's Retro Geek Hour, we're taking our deep dive into the toy company promotions that had us ruining boxes and eating cereal just to get our hands on points, in the hopes that a free toy would show up 6 to 8 weeks later on our doorstep. So be sure to subscribe for more 80s and 90s toy videos, and let's drop in for some toy history. The year was 1987, and LJN had a great lineup of 8-inch twist and turnable wrestling superstars, known from the World Wrestling Federation. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, all got their own action figure, but there was one you just couldn't find. Sergeant Slaughter, who missed the LJN boat due to his previous commitments to Hasbro.
Who do you think you are?
Hasbro had made Robert Rudolph Remus his pro wrestling character the very first celebrity to join the G.I. Joe team in their battle against Cobra. Next to voicing Sergeant Slaughter in the cartoon, he'd also get his own action figure. First as a Joe mail-away, and many others would follow. But when you were a wrestling fan back in the 80s, all you wanted to do with your LJNs was replicate one of the epic fights he had with the Iron Sheik. But this would prove to be difficult, seeing the difference in size, you know?
Happy to hear that!
Luckily, a new mail-away promotion would pop up. This time, with all 8 inches of Slaughter power, you'd get to wrestle with the best, thanks to LJN. Well, not really, because this was Hasbro producing an LJN-styled Sergeant Slaughter. I'm not sure how the Sarge put a chokehold on LJN or how they got away with this, but it did happen. All you needed to do was send in $8 for each Sergeant Slaughter you wanted, and an additional $150 for postage and handling. Hey, wait, you didn't even have to cut out any points. You didn't need to cut out any points because this was the only type of toy they made like this, so it's pretty much like a Hasbro Pulse homage to LJN, but back in the 80s. Allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery, and make sure you get your order in before March 31st of 1988, until supply lasts. Delivered in a brown shipper box, the figure was popped into a bubble wrap baggie, and that's it. You had a Sergeant Slaughter that could dominate the ring and fight for what's right. For Joe fans, this favorite drill sergeant would continue to rush off pegs and be a popular mail-in different color variations. As far as mail-aways go, Hasbro simply had the best, and some of them they just would keep releasing over and over and over again as a mail-away. And back in 1992, it was time for the Steel Brigade mail-away to be updated for the times. We had already seen 5 variant versions since the mail-away was introduced in 1987, but now it was time for the big guns, a color variant, the Gold Head Steel Brigade, one of the most coveted Joes for collectors. This gold, blue, and green colored figure, complete with patch, was only available for 1 year. You could save up 2 flag points and add in $750, or just pay up $9 and get it shipped out to you, thanks to the order form in the Terrifying Lasers of Destruction promotional pamphlet. Here you could find a bunch of mail-away classics, but also vehicles that weren't out in stores anymore. But to personalize a figure, the Steel Brigade was the way to go. Thanks to the enlistment form, you'd get your figure with your own top secret file card. Unless you went the route of Cobra, turn one page back and you're hypnotized into creating your own Cobra action figure, thanks to the Create a Cobra promotion. Same fees applied, but this time you'd be developing your own Cobra issued Cobra Trooper that you'd see back on the Cobra Combat Command file card. A mixture of the target body with the Crimson Guard head, this one was splashed in 90s pink to really stand out. He'd come with a rifle, a stand, and Cobra stickers so you could commandeer any vehicle and make it Cobra. This being the only year the mail-away was available again, places this toy in the very uncommon rating for collectors. And that is if you can look beyond the wacky neo-90s colors. But mail-aways didn't always have to rely on fancy colors and gear to attract kids wanting to expand their collection. Paletoy's Action Man had you saving up star points to get a free undressed Action Man. That's right, save up 21 star points and a couple bucks to cover shipping, and this highly articulated gripping hands featuring Palatoy icon was carefully stowed away in a brown shipper box with some promotional flyers and on their way to you. That's right, this highlight from the 70s came straight from the Palatoy factory in Colville, Leicester. It was accompanied by a message form. Your free action man, reporting for duty, ready for you to kit out with authentic military uniforms and exciting sport and adventure outfits. New outfits are being released all the time. Have lots of fun building up your Action Man squad, and don't forget to start saving stars for your next free Action Man. Looking back now, it might seem a bit weird to get a naked toy, but back then you were still collecting accessory kits and uniforms to put on the action figures you already owned. This was still more like the Barbie business model. Once you had the action figure, you could get these way cheaper accessory packs to have new adventures with, or if you had deep pockets, you could get a vehicle. In the end, having an extra figure meant you had an extra character to play with instead of just accessory packs. But the undressed Action Man was only the big ticket item. You could actually drop out earlier in the Star Point scavenger hunt for your star card and grab a Royal Canadian Mounted Police uniform at 18 stars. For 12 stars, you could get the Checkpoint House, and for 10, there was a guard dog called Brutus you could add to your collection. This was a really long-lasting promotion from 1966 up to 1984, because that's when Palatoy stopped being an independent company and CPG, part of General Mills, started making cuts. Another interesting choice of a mail-away was for Palatoy's version of Star Wars. During the Empire Strikes Back run, you could save up for Dengar, cut out the character names on 3 Star Wars action figure packs and send them in together with the coupon and 30 pence for postage. And you can get on the trail of the bounty hunters today. Even though he didn't have the menacing looks like Boba Fett, it was still a chance for kids to track down and capture Dengar, the most ruthless bounty hunter in the universe. Back in 1981, it was all about the bounty hunters. Then again, he got his own card at release and was also added into the Cloud City playset. The figure came with his trusty Stormtrooper rifle and would show up at your doorstep in a white shipper box. Inside, he'd be wrapped in a plastic baggie that had a blue Palatoy print. But what Palatoy did in the 60s, 70s, and 80s for the UK, Bluebird Toys did it for the 90s, invading the toy market with their fun in the palm of your hands playsets. For girls, you had Polly Pocket, and the boys couldn't be too far behind with Mighty Max. Trying to get in on the craze, Kellogg's cereal stepped in with a promotional offer on their Cocoa Puffs and Honey Nut Loops boxes. In 1994, you needed to just cut out the tokens on the box, and you could choose one of 4 mini play sets to collect. For 8 tokens and 20 pence for postage, you could have the Mighty Max Chronosaur in the mail or the Droid Invader Horrorhead. Jewel Princess Polly Pockets editions of the Eastern Palace and Undersea World. Every 4 boxes of cereal would get you one of these practically for free. So, at the time, it was cool, but apart from the packaging, nothing was different for these already released sets, as they just came in a brown shipper box. But it must have done well enough, because in 1995 they continued the promotions, but this time with different sets. 2 more horror heads were offered, like the Nuke Ranger and the Sea Squirm, who had been on shelves since 1992.
Whoa! That's not just another pretty face.
And for Polly Pocket's section of the promo, they opted for a couple sets that featured little animal buddies with felt for real pet feel. Right out the Furry Pets collection, you could go for the Polly and her kittens or Polly and her puppy sets that were soft and furry to touch. And even though these aren't the Doom Zones or bigger Polly Pocket sets, these are high in quality and had some great playability. Looking back now years later, the promotion could have been a fun, uncommon collectible if only they had changed up the colors a little bit for the promo. But who wants to be busting the bank again on another exclusive promotion toy? At the end of the 70s, Mattel did get it right with their gold-colored Cylon Centurion leader from the Battlestar Galactica line. That's right, Earth friends, your eyes do not deceive you. This Cylon is really gold-colored, not like the regular released silver one, and it really can be yours for free for 4 proofs of purchase from any 4-inch Battlestar Galactica figures. Perhaps it was some sort of sinister plot to take over the households of America, but But the Cylon Centurions can assure us Earthlings that this is simply a gesture of goodwill. This is what I'm talking about. Gold colored to stand apart from all the other Cylons. And the copy on this promo is really good. Offer expires June 30th, 1980 and allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. This was just a good old color variant, cost efficient, and it helps you stand out. Now gold is always cool like we saw with the Golden Steel Brigade figure, but nothing beats crystal, and a spin on the toy line is extra points, or in this case, token points. Yes, for Polly Pocket you did have a diamond in the rough kind of mail away. When you purchased any of the jewel themed sets like the Crystal Palace, Ball, Perfume Compact, or Bubble Compact, you weren't only able to mail away for a Polly Pocket passport to save up for tokens, for free premiums like a bag, lunchbox, or electronic diary, but you'd also be greeted with the Crystal Polly necklace offer. And for only £1.99, you'd get this gift to treasure in your mailbox. In a blue compact, you get one of 3 different posing translucent Polly pendants on a gold chain. A pretty sought after piece these days.
Let's see what happens when we take away the puppy.
Back in 1989, every kid was ready to pick up their proton packs and bust some ghosts. With the second movie around the corner, you didn't want to be late to the theater, so up came the Haunted Watch mail-in offer.
Get the real Ghostbusters Haunted Watch free!
This was free with 3 proofs of purchase. Arriving in a brown envelope, your purple-colored digital watch came with a lenticular image that flickered between who you gonna call without a ghost as Peter was happy, and a terrified one as the ghost becomes visible. Fright features in a trusty clock? Sign me up. But I also ain't afraid of no ghosts with this next mail away, because it didn't matter however deep in the shadows, however dark the night. There's nothing to fear because the Glow Friends are here with a warm, friendly light. That's right, even these ecto glowworms had 2 exclusive Glow Friends you could save up Moondrop points for. You had the Glow Prayer Bug and Flutter Bug that were up for grabs in a set for only 2 Moondrop points, $4 and $1 for shipping. All in this "Won't You Take Us Home" offer. Even though they were young, they've already got a bit of Glow Friend magic. Just hold on to them in the palm of your hand and watch them glow in the dark. Then put them to sleep in their very own sleeping bags. Sweet dreams. You could find the offer in packages that came with the other characters from this Play School Hasbro line. Apparently, this was a Canadian mail-away, but I haven't found anything to support that. Just like with Starcom and their Canadian mail-away. Starcom came onto the toy market in 1986 by Coleco, but never hit big in the US, so they resorted to the foreign market. Even though the toys had some inventive gimmicks like the Magnalock feature, with which you could attach your figures to most surfaces of the vehicles thanks to magnets. These would also trigger certain features. Then there was the power deploy action. With the click of a button, the vehicles would transform thanks to their internal mechanisms. There were no batteries needed, but with Coleco going under at the end of the 80s, the toy line would fall into Mattel's hands. Starcom was a group of heroic astronauts that tried outwitting the invading forces of the Shadow Force led by Emperor Dark. It's unclear whether the mail-away was actually fulfilled, or if the dead stock was added in as a bonus with certain vehicles in Europe, like the Shadow Bandit. The sculpt for this figure is completely new and not used again in the line, as Emperor Dark alone can plot to dominate the free galaxy and conquer Earth. He also came with a cape and a staff, but the Canadian mail-away was perhaps again just a rumor. But it wouldn't be the first time that Hasbro repurposed a failed mail-in. As a matter of fact, the oddest My Little Pony mail-away toy is probably the Pony Llama Friend. It doesn't even look like it's part of the line, and that's because it was actually made for the Jem line. That's right, Jem was touring through South America back in 1987, saw this pet llama, and decided it was going to be the band's official mascot. When you bought a Jem Rio or Rockin' Roadster from the glittering gold fashion subline, you found a mailing offer to complete the holograms with their very own llama. For $7 and $1.50 for postage, you'd get your Rama Llama sent within 6 to 8 weeks. Included was a South American style blanket and llama shaped grooming brush. An all pink furry llama with purple paws. But as they were rolling out this mail away, Jem got cancelled and they were left with a lot of already produced stock that they had to reimagine to be part of their My Little Pony line. And in 1989, you would start seeing this llama pop up in the booklets that came inside of the My Little Pony packages called Premium Offers. In here, the pony llama friend has traveled from a distant land to join the party, and all you needed to do was grab 2 horseshoe points and 750. This llama is exactly the same, just because they wanted to get rid of the already produced dead stock. But perhaps the llama made a lasting impact, and it could have just inspired the Pony Friends llama that came out later. Now, with some mail-in packages, you just can't track back the promotion. A couple months ago, I actually came across a Last Action Hero mailer pack over at a Comic-Con, and I couldn't figure out what it was from, so I picked it up. On the table, it didn't look like much, but it piqued my interest. Last Action Hero Heroic 3-pack, featuring Skull Attack Jack, Axe Swinging Ripper, and Hook Launching Danny. When I started tracking back packaging for, promo features or anything, it didn't serve any leads, but Heroic 3-pack does ring a bell. Was it perhaps a way for Mattel to clear off some peg warmers? Because back in the 80s, JCPenney would offer similar 2-packs and 3-packs of Masters of the Universe shipped in brown boxes. Now, the Last Action Hero was not the box office success they'd hoped for, but it grew on action fans. So, unless anyone can give us another lead to another promotion, I think this mailer was probably part of a similar mailing catalog thing like JCPenney. There was also the Heroic gift set, which included Dynamite Jack Slater and his convertible. So next time you're over at a convention, be sure to keep an eye out for some of these mailaways. Would you have saved up any points for the toys in this video? Please leave it in the comments down below, and remember to leave a like on the video if you liked it. If you would like to see more, then be sure to subscribe for more toy history videos. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, you can always check out the membership or our Patreon page. That's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome week, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.